And welcome to the very first Powercast. My name is Jay Arrett, and I'll be here every Friday morning, unless I'm traveling. And it'll be our Friday morning marketing briefing. And I'll also post the video afterward on my blog, the Marketing Spot blog. This week's topic is websites. I know, groans, the website. And during the past week, I've had this issue crop up again in the businesses that I talk with. And during the next week, I'm going to show you how you can get a website in 1 week, less than a week actually, and you can do it for under $100. Sounds impossible? It's not, if you're willing to do a little bit of the work yourself. I'll post all the details, including the next two segments of this series on getting a website for under $100 and in less than a week. It'll be on the Marketing Spot blog. So if you don't currently read the Marketing Spot blog or are not subscribing to it, I suggest you do. And you can find it very easily. Just go to Google and Google the Marketing Spot, and there you will find the Marketing Spot Small Business blog. So the problem with small business websites is that you don't have any control over them. I spoke to a business this week. They have not updated their website in 7 years, since it was built. Why? Because they don't have any control over it. They hired a web developer, paid a pretty penny to get a new website up, and they haven't updated it since. One of the reasons is they have to pay every time they update the website. In addition, the developer doesn't know what should go on the website, so they can't give them any advice about what goes on the website. So my advice to you is to take control of the website, your website. Take control of it. That means you have to be willing to do a little bit of work yourself. Now, websites can be expensive to get, I know. This is why you don't do them. You can hire a web developer at $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. That's too much for many small businesses, especially for what they use them for. So what happens is a small business will get a friend or a family member who says, oh yeah, I know how to build a website, and they're really web dabblers. They're not web developers. And so the web dabbler builds them a website, but the business has no control over it. And then someday the web dabbler decides, well, I need to get a real job because I can't make any money developing websites, and so off they go to have a career, leaving you with no control over your website, and it just sits there in many cases for years. I also spoke to a business not too long ago that the website went down. The guy that originally put the website up for them, he went out of business, moved somewhere, and they had no control over the website. They were without email and without a website for a couple of days until they managed to track the guy down and get control back of the website. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to get a website in under a week for less than $100, and you have control of it, but you have to be willing to do a little work. And there's no reason for you to not be able to do this. The web tools that are out there today are free, and they're powerful. They're very user-friendly. There are content management systems for your website that are absolutely free. The only thing that you should have to pay for is your web hosting, and that can be done for under $100 a week. But before you start building your website, you need to start thinking about it. So we're not going to start today, and that we're not going to do any of the technical stuff today, but your weekend project is for you to think about the website. And the very first question you should ask yourself about the website is, what's the purpose of my website? Why do I want a website anyway? And there are many reasons for this. Maybe you just want a web presence. Maybe you want to be able to be searchable on the internet, and you need a website to do that. Hey, if you just want a web presence, that's okay. That's at least what you need for your business. You need the search engines and Google to be able to find you on the internet. Maybe you want a website that gives product information. Maybe you want a website that personalizes your business so that people feel more comfortable with doing business with you. Or maybe you have this hip, new, hot product and you want to inspire people to come on in and buy the product. Whatever, decide what the purpose of your website is. Take out a sheet of notebook paper or one of those legal pads and write it down. The purpose of my website is to what? Okay, write it down, because we're going to be going back to these notes as we build your website. Once you've decided on the purpose of your website, now you can decide what needs to go on the website, the content, in order to fulfill the purpose of your website. So you might have an employee area. You want to highlight all your employees and yourself and your career to personalize your business a little bit. Maybe you want to have some product demonstrations. Maybe you have a tough location to get to, so you want to put a map on your website. whatever. Answer the question that relates to your purpose. What do I need on my website to fulfill the purpose of the website? As you write these different elements down, these will become the areas of your website or even the pages of your website. Okay, so do that over the weekend and then check back on the Marketing Spot blog next week. I'll have 2 more segments. The first segment will be how to grab a domain name if you don't currently have one, and then set up your hosting account and get the basic framework of your website up on the web. So we'll do that in the next segment. And then finally, we'll show you how to add content to your website, how to add pages and content to your website. In the process, I'm going to build a brand new website with you so you can see me doing it at the same time you're doing it, and you can see that I'm going to make some mistakes. And guess what? You're going to make some mistakes too, but that's okay. Ready, fire, aim. That's what you need to do. Not be afraid to make any mistakes, because in the end you will end up with a website that will work for your business, and you have control of it. So you won't have to go years without updating, or you won't have to pay somebody to update. It will be truly your website. So don't forget also to go to the Marketing Spot blog, subscribe to it. That's where I'll have the last 2 segments of this series on getting your website in less than a week for under $100. And that's it for the inaugural Powercast. Let's get together every Friday morning, first live on Ustream. It'll be our Friday marketing briefing, and then later in the day I'll take the video and I'll post it on the Marketing Spot blog if you can't get here. So check for details on the blog. I'll tell you when we're going to do the next Powercast. It'll be next Friday unless I'm traveling, which I won't be next Friday. I'll see you next Friday. Let's get together. Let's change the status quo, change your business, boost it through the power of marketing. My name's Jay Arrett. Have a blessed weekend.